I'm gonna come out here with the garden for a while because I'm feeling, let's just say I need to hug a tree. Everybody's in the heat of the Mike Brown murder. Policeman murdered him. Yeah. Let me just commune with nature real quick. How about that? Oh, and I showed you guys my first pimento that turned red. This is the second one turning now. You see that? There you go. And they're just like bell peppers, except they're a little bit sweeter. So I wonder if whatever alleged health benefits there are also true to bell peppers. So I guess I'm gonna pick up the pace on this because I'm getting hot and I have a jacket on because it was chilly like seconds ago. But on the other hand, I'm an old lady, so that might not have anything to do with the weather because it just rained. The plants needed it, and they have responded. My other red peppers, it looks like I need to stake them. There are 3. This one's leaning all kinds of over, but there are 3 red pepper plants there. This is a purple cabbage. I have 2. The first 2 worms really ate out the inside of that. Oh, you can't see anymore. It's kind of growing up over it. But I killed that bastard. It was a big fat one too. A whole bunch of them just went to town on this back half. The front half is not so bad, but they went to town on this back half of this one. You have another little one there. This one. Here's a cucumber, and there are actually a lot of cucumbers. And there are these little black prickly things. When I first grew cucumbers, I thought maybe, well, pickling cucumbers, I thought maybe they weren't done until all those black things, it had gotten big enough for those black things to pop off. No, it's not necessarily true. They can be picked before all those come off. But I would encourage wiping them off. You can wipe them off. There's a big one ready. And 4 more surrounding it. Watermelon that I can't tell if it's ripe or not, because this looks like the tendril and it's not dead or anything. But yeah, I don't know if it's ready or not. Here's the second one, the next one. And so again, see, like there's a tendril that's brown and dying, but I don't know if I should be looking to this one or one of these other ones. Anyway, I'm gonna let it go for probably another week, and then I'm going to go ahead and harvest it and see what happens. Here are my okra. It's ready. Once they start producing, like, you get a few every single day. They're beautiful. Dinosaur kale looks beautiful on that back row. I think I'll continue to grow it there next year. I was a little bit traumatized because the speckled lettuce that I let go to seed, well, I put the bag somewhere inside when I wrapped the bag around the seeding end and shook it, but I left the branch in there. And so I went to go look to shake the seeds out, and I couldn't find it, so I thought I threw it away. I didn't throw it away. The good news is that I found it here under the deck. That's garbage. It's not really kitty. Look. So I found it here on the deck. The bad news is that it rained for 2 days by the time I had found it. So I may or may not be able to salvage some of those seeds. I really didn't want to have to let another one go to seed because I think they're pretty ugly when they turn brown and go to seed. This shows me that it was successful in going to seed. Here's my second generation of lettuce grows. Collards don't look that great, but that's mostly because I pretty much harvested all of them. You can see where the outer leaves were beautiful and almost untouched, but as you can see, the worms really like the tender leaves on the inside. And of course, now that I know that, so for future reference, I know when I spray my greens, I should probably spray them from the center, the tender center leaves, and then work my way out. It's my green onions. So I cut the other top off like this because I thought these were the seeds. Wait, are they? So I take one of these little bally things and try to open it because I think that's where the seed is, but I don't know if that is where the seed is. Stevia, there's so much of it. I didn't want it to stop growing, so I put it in a little bitty pot here because I did grow another baby from it. Here's a chocolate mint. It's looking really compacted and bad, but I've regrown a new batch. Lemon verbena. Here's my mommy plant. She's so beautiful. And here are a couple of babies. Actually, there are only 2 babies here, but all these have grown from the base of these 2 stems. These are my red peppers. These will, of course, be harvested. And in a few days, I'll probably be able to cut that completely down to about 8 inches. Pimentos. I showed you the first pimento that I harvested, and I kept those seeds. Probably won't use them. I'll probably use the seeds from this next big one that comes up, just because it's bigger. My Honeycrisp apple, this is his first year, so you know. This is the other stevia. This is going to be my permanent one. I keep because I want to keep pruning it so that it'll be like my verbena, because it grows long and lanky, and of course it can't take any wind when it does that. So I want it to be shorter and bushier. Meyer lemon. Here's my patio tomato that's flowering. This was the second plant. I harvested all the tomatoes on the first one. This is supposed to be a tiny Tim, and they're really coming out small, like microtoms. And I don't know what, I'm not sure what to attribute that to. There could be several reasons, so I'm not knocking it. One of which would be that it got knocked down completely and snapped by a tornado, and I just stuck the snap top into some dirt. So it did root, but these little bitty suckers is what happened. Pun intended. This is what I have coined my decoy dinosaur kale, and I have coined it that because clearly, as you can see, the cabbage worms love it. And I don't know if these are distracting the cabbage worms from those, because you can see how rich and dark and beautiful they are. And these are over here kind of. And you know, things like this teach me about conditions and what my particular plants like. Because even though we're taught certain things about certain plants, I'm learning otherwise in some cases. And I think that is the beauty of the internet, is that we can share those things with one another. So this clearly reiterates the concept that greens like a more shaded area. So they obviously get a lot of shade over there. You can't see it now because it's morning. But by afternoon, half of the raised bed will be shaded, and of course before evening hits good, the whole bed will be shaded, and They love that. These, however, aren't as dark and as rich, and the cabbage worms, again, find it ideal for some reason. And it's cool because it's right here. So when the cabbage worms land, I could just square in the face. Boom. Peppermint. But that's not my real backup. My real backup is here on the table. See how full that's grown? And look how the leaves, and I only planted 4 plants in there. So this is the earlier one, and this is my backup that I will be taking. I'll be taking into the house for the winter, and that's just a little trial doohickey. This is my herb pot, my Caesar lettuce. I actually need to replace these already because I know those are gonna be better. Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to come out, share this with you for a minute. I'm gonna harvest some shit, clean it up, get it stored. I thought I would go ahead and film because I intend for it to be quick. Who knows? That's one of our favorite neighbors jamming while I'm doing this video, just so you know. I told you guys he's always got the music out there. So, but anyway, red peppers, and they're tipping over. I need to stake this one in the middle at least. There are a couple of them I need to stake, but at least the one in the middle. Purple cabbage. There's another purple cabbage. There's a cucumber. And it has just inundated that entire corner there. I should probably water today. I think I am, because the rain, as you can see, it looks like it wants to rain. But Mother Nature's been a real tease this year. Oh, here are my cucumbers. These that turn kind of yellow on the bottom, you can count on them to be bitter. So I cut an inch off both ends before I eat them. But I eat them. Watermelon should actually be ready. I'm going to wait till after another really good rain, which is supposed to be happening right now. But there's my watermelon under here. Oh, the tendril is that the dead tendril? I think that one's ready. And this one might be ready too. See the tendrils here? Brown and dead. Brown and dead. I'm gonna get me a watermelon. Red okra. I like how beautiful these look as little mini red trees in this pot. It's really beautiful. Let me step back so you can see how that looks. I think it's really beautiful. And not to mention the flowers that open up. I've shown you those as well. Maybe it will rain. Yeah. Maybe it will rain. That I discussed a moment ago. There's my curly tail. Let's go on that. I haven't really harvested much in a while because I had so many worms on it, and I just didn't even want to conceive trying to wash them well enough to get them all out. But I may not grow them again. I may not grow. I'm definitely not going to grow red Russian kale again. And I mean, this may be I wanted to experience it though, but this may be the last year I grow curly kale, just because since it's curly, it's really difficult to find the worms and destroy them as needed. My dinosaur kale, which is going to be now my kale of choice. My collards that the worms got to. The season is winding down for the worms, though. Take seeds from it. My Honeycrisp apple tree. And I use it fresh because I tried to dry and ground it and it was nasty. I have videos on that. Check them if you're curious. If you're not, don't worry about it. These are thirsty. These itty bitty tomatoes. They're not supposed to be that small, but that's about as big a pot as I've given it. So I think the actual fruit has made adjustments. Basil and sage. I need to trim that back. When the roots compacted and the smaller plants came, the bugs started leaving them alone. But these are in their large leaf stage, and they are keeping them in shade, and the leaves are soft and flavorful, and they smell great. And the bugs are leaving them alone. Okra, as you can see. But look how enormous this one is. This is so big. It's safe to say I'm gonna let that one continue to grow until it gets brown and dies, and that is going to be the one that the seeds come from. See, baby watermelon. This one didn't do well at all. And the leaves don't look bitter either. I might try to make a salad out of that one. Hi, son. You think you're coming out? You don't think you're coming out, do you? No, sir. Auntie Dell's not here. You don't get to come out. Too bad, so sad. Hurts me more than it hurts you. I love you, though.